Welcome back to 3Q. So in the last video we learned something about the history, how the LAN were built, and how the the case study happened, and how the Carter phone is differentiated, and how the globalization happened in the form of network. So now we have every parameters which have we have come across that about the history. So now it's time to learn about the technology, the actual technology. So here we go from the LAN technology. So local area network, that is LAN, local area network, connects the computer hardware in a localized area, such as like office or home. So typically LAN or wired connection to that links the computer to each other and to variety of peripherals devices such as printers, scanners, etc. So devices that are connected to the LAN are able to access the data from any of the machine that connected to the network. So LAN user can communicate with each other by chat or mail. So what is LAN? So just now I said this is a collection of computer, printer, modem and other devices which are connected in a smaller area. It's not a big, it's very much small. And the components, see, for the components we require it's a OS, that's operating system, and the NIC card. So network interface card, what you can easily you can understand by it's a RJ45 connector, that is a NIC what we use in the computers and the laptops, and switch hub, the etc. So how the LAN is controlled? So we have a two different kind of uh, the parameters which the LAN can be controlled. So one is a protocol. It is as a protocol, it is set of information and set of rules. So where the device on the network exchanges the information, and the standards a set of rules or a procedure that they are either widely used or officially specified. See, standardization it left to any of the organization. They can put the standards as per their requirement, but the protocols that has to be run uh, in all the organization, that cannot be changed. And the LAN is the useful LANs are useful are the design too, as I said, for the smaller area, and the the high speed of data transfer can be accomplished using the LAN technology. And the locally the LAN and the LAN connected device can be controlled in a local manner, as the area is very less, and also those physical connectivity device physically connected devices are available in the locally. Okay, so these are very much important. And the LAN connectivity are like physical connectivity, these are can be controlled in a local with a local administrator. High speed of transmission of data and information can be accomplished for the smaller area of network. So as I discussed in the required components, so here we have operating system. So operating system is a very much similar, it is a driver software, so where you are getting downloading with respect to your PC. And it differ from manufacturer to manufacturer. For example, Dell, HP, Acer, it differs. One each of every you know the manufacturer of the computers will be having a different kind of drivers, and these drivers are installed in their own manufactured PCs or computers. For example, like Dell laptops will be having its own driver software, Ethernet driver software. You can check in a Google. So this has to be downloaded now and put in to the system. I mean the laptop to use the Ethernet card. or NIC card. So here you can see we have a NIC card and the wiring hub. So what is this wiring hub? Wiring hub, 1 minute. What is this wiring hub? Where is this wiring? Yeah, see, the wiring hub, it provides a centralized connectivity, physical connectivity from the computer and the network devices. For example, like the PC has to be connected to printer. Okay, one printer can be connected. How about if one printer has to be shared to 10 computers? So all 10 computers cannot be connected directly to the printer, so we use the wiring hub, or we call as a hub. Sometimes it can be a switch also. I'll tell you what is the difference between a hub and a switch in the coming steps. So this hub, it will be having uh, RJ45 female connector, where you can connect the RJ45 cable from your PC NIC to the wiring hub, and from the wiring hub to the it can be a printer, scanner, and whatever the required devices. So I said we are connecting through a wire. So let us see what is this wire. This is cable we use here is a RJ45 connector. There is a connector cord, and the cable is a twisted pair cable. I'll tell what is a pair, what is twisted pair, coaxial, and different kind of cabling comes under here. I see here you can understand the entire the concept very easily. We have OS has to be installed in a PC. Again, it is a driver software, and the cable are connecting uh, to accomplish the physical media between the computer and the printer here. So you can add one more computer or two more computer and connect to the wiring hub through a LAN cable, so that those two computer also can use the same printer. Okay, so the printer also will be having a NIC card, and the computer will also be having the NIC card. Okay, so next let us see the cabling. So cabling, I said we have the different kinds of cabling. We have a twisted pair, coaxial cable, and the fiber optic cable. So let us go through each and every types of cable and know what is the things. So coming to twisted pair cable, twisted pair cable is a type of wiring cable or a cable in which two conductors of a single circuit are twisted together for the purpose of cancelling the electromagnetic interface, that is what we call as the EMI, from the external sources which is interfering on the cable. So for instance, the electromagnetic radiation from the unshielded twisted pair cable, that is a UTP, and the crosstalk between a neighbor pair, it was invented by the Alexander Graham Bell, the great inventor of telephone. See here, can see we have a twisted pair. Twisted pair is very simple. The two cables will be twisted. Okay, so here for the RJ45, the LAN cable, it comes, four twisted cables will come. I mean total 8 cables. So we'll be we in RJ45 cable we have 8 ports. 8 ports means which gives the slot for each of 4 twisted cables. And the need of this twisted is very simple. It is to eliminate the electromagnetic radiation which is available, or which will be causing from the electromagnetic radiation on the cables. It can be through overhead high tension wires, or any cables which is parallelly running next to the twisted pairs. And for example, very simple, if you are placing the cable, this twisted pair cable, and you are connecting one of your PC and okay, so the PC will be connected with the power cable, right? So this power cable will be running with the power, so this power should not interfere, or the cable which will be generating the radiation of electromagnetic radiation in the power cable, it should not affect on the LAN cables. This is very small example, but the reason for twisting is the eliminating the radiation. It can be a very small radiation or it can be a huge radiation. Huge radiation available in the cable which laying under the high tension wires. So the loss of data can be eliminated by twisting the cable, I mean the pair cabling. And coming to coaxial cable, it is a kind of copper cable uses in a TV, I mean a cable TV. Companies between a community antenna and user homes and business. Uh, Coaxial cable is also called as, no, first let us see why it is called as a coaxial cable. Coaxial, it is called coaxial because it includes one physical channel carries the signal surrounded after the layer of insulation by another concentric physical channel, both running along the same axis. The outer channel serves as a ground. This outer layer serves as a ground. Many of these cable can be paired. I mean, this cable can be paired and within a coaxial tube and can be placed in a single outer sheath, and with a repeater can be transferred for the larger distance. So here coaxial cable in sometime used by telephone companies from their central office to the telephone poles which is near to the users. It is also widely installed for use of business and corporation Ethernet and other types of local area networks. So depending upon the carrier's technology and other factors, twisted pair cable and optic fiber may be used instead of coaxial cables. So coaxial cable was invented around 1880 by one of the mathematician and English engineer. I remember his name is Oliver. Yes, his name is Oliver, who patented the invention and designed in the same year. So I said AT&T previously in the last video, that is a history video. We said AT&T. So the AT&T company established it first cross continental coaxial transmission system using the coaxial cable in 1940. So now coming to fiber optic cable. Uh, Cable which is contain one or more fiber, not fiber, it is a, we should call it as a optic fiber, that are used to carry a light. The optic fiber element are typically individual coated with a plastic layer, and it contained in a protective tube suitable for the environment, which are the cable will be deployed in different types of cable. uh, Sorry, it went there. Okay, so different was telling something. Yes, so the cable will be deployed in a different environment. So it will be put in the protective tube which is suitable for the environment, where the cable are required to be put in, or it required to be deployed. So different types of cable are used for different application. For example, like if you require for a longer distance communication, you need to use the single mode, and if you require for the shortest data transmission with a higher speed, you require multi-mode data transmission. And also there is different types of cables. We have not less than um, the hundreds of different kinds of cables, and especially the fiber optic cables will get. So it depends on the requirement and depending on the environmental factors, and depending upon the length the distance of data transmission. So after this, we need to learn something about the thing which is called as a throughput. Throughput is very much and very basic one which need to be known for all network engineers. The reason is it gives the more and more easier way to understand the devices and the speed of the data to be transmission and the receiving capacity. Okay, so throughput means very simple. It's measure of how many units of information a system can process in a given amount of time. It applied broadly to the system range from various aspect of computer and the network system to organizations. Related measures of the system productivity includes like the speed, some specific workload which can be completed, and the response time, the amount of time between a single interactive user request and receipt of response. To put it this in a very simple, what I can say is, for example, you have bought a broadband connection, the lease line connection for your home. It is of 10 mbps speed from act, or we have a lot of broadband service providers. So you got 10 mbps speed to your home, and you have bought one of the router to access that the internet, to access the internet. So about router, so the router is not having the capability of getting 10 mbps of speed, but the router can work with only 5 mbps of speed. So once if you start working with this kind of router, so you will not able to get 10 mbps of speed. So you feel that the internet speed is low, but actual reason was with the router. The problem is with the router. So the throughput from the service provider is giving 10 mbps, but the accepting range from your router is not 10 mbps, it is a 5 mbps, and you can expect only 5 mbps of speed instead of 10 mbps. So the throughput is very much needed and the basic requirement for each and every engineer, especially a network engineer, to understand the problematic especially in the terms of slowness, because lot of times we will be facing the data slowness. So to understand those things, the throughput is required. So next, after understanding this, uh, oh, it is a part 3, classification of network. Fine. So we have discussed something about the throughput and coaxial cables, twisted pair cable, network cabling, the transmission mode, and basically the LAN. So here we have started from the LAN, covered what is the hub and what is the software. How the software and the NIC is interfaced and interconnected, and how wiring hub is providing the centralized channel for working of data sharing, and cabling, how the cabling are differ from each other, like twisted pair cable, and why the twisting is required in a twisted pair cable. Coming to the coaxial cable, so different kind of coaxial cable, and different kind in the sense like um, single core and the multi core. So coming to the fiber optic cable, that main parameter requires here is that the longevity and the speed. So next we learnt about the throughput. So coming to the classification of network, I'll be discussing in the next part. So hope the informative information which shared in this video is helpful for you. Thank you for watching.